You know, something interesting I just thought about is like, what happens if you? Because every time I'm making a stream, I'm creating a new event. I wonder what happens if you just press start streaming on OBS. What happens? That's an interesting question. Maybe that is the way you're supposed to do it, and I just never thought of doing it that way. I just always thought of using the actual. You know, something interesting. Okay, audio looks good. Anyway, once again, spent a little bit of time working through this. I feel like I'm on the path to doing what I want, which is basically being able to use the camera and custom NPCs concurrently to, just teleport around all over the place. Was it this one? And I think it was partially because of what I worked out last time. The advantage with what I worked out last time was, I bet the title's wrong again, isn't it? Yep. Why that keeps happening, I don't know. It keeps on. It's like it's a weird thing I've noticed. Like, it always wants to revert back to the last stream. I don't know. I guess it's very hard to work out, like, I know why, like, you can't give good tips because it's so different for everyone how it works. Okay. We'll get into what's going on here in a minute, but it's not. I need to. I believe I can just TP this guy back. Let's try it. This is the way I did it before. So I think he actually is here, even though we can't see him. So he is there. Trying to remember how I got him back last time. I'm almost certain he is here at this point. Oh no, he's gone now. How did I get him back last time? I think it's because the scene was still running, maybe. Because he's here now, right? This is the sort of way I was thinking of doing it. Let me just try to see if I can get it back. Oh, he was there. Oops. First 10 minutes might be just trying to get back to where I was before. You alright, Dark Maniac? You alright, cool guy? How you doing? Let's make sure this is not running. Ah, damn it. Okay, he's not here at the moment. That's good. Ah, he just went through. He'll be here in a minute. I'm not bad. Just doing my stuff. Okay, yeah, he's in. One thing I noticed is that I would like him to stay still, but sometimes you just can't get him to stay still once they've got stuff in their scene category. Just went through the portal. Maybe when he does that, I should just do this. That way I can get him back. Because he keeps on going through, which I don't want. This is something that I don't quite understand why he's gone back here. Give me a minute. He shouldn't be here. I don't know why I can't get him to come back. He's here, right? But I just don't know where he is. That's the problem. This won't be a problem like in the real thing because it'll work every time. This is one thing I've realised, that when you're setting it up, it is a problem. But afterwards, it's not really. Alright, so what I want to do is here we have this never works properly, but we have a reset here. We have the scene start, and we have the camera playing here, right? Test for at name, right? So basically, so here's what I need to do. I need to basically stop the camera before he teleports, and then once he's teleported, I need to start the camera on the other side. So once he moves into range, right, he's going to teleport. So then I need to wait a certain period of time before we do this. I think the camera itself is an entity, so I could do an @E here. But I think it would be better to set it up with @P first. And then if it works, then it works, right? I'm not sure what the camera's name is. That's the only slight problem. There may be a way. I think there might be a way, like if I used maybe one of those maybe that's thermal expansion thing, that I could actually find out the list name of all entities or something like that in a certain area. It may be able to get me the name of it. But we'll see. But the point is this, right? This is too near. So let's do it like a really slow version of it. And as long as it works okay, then we can adjust the timings and everything. That won't be a problem, right? Okay. Don't really need this. Not yet. Yeah, I'm going to do it really slow, like even slower than this. Because if you think about it, that's only like a couple of seconds anyway. And I did build a fairly large area here for whatever reason, so it doesn't really matter. One more, why not? And you see, the good thing about the way that I'm going to do the command block stuff and the redstone stuff is like it won't matter. This is like really old. Like no one really does stuff like this anymore. But I think also people, they centralize their redstone in a certain area and they keep it chunk loaded or whatever. And that's not my approach at all. My approach is basically the redstone will be in whatever chunk you happen to be in at the time. And the global area, the global viewpoint will be just with the names of the the scoreboard objectives. So maybe that's not the way to do it, but Okay. Okay, so here we can just do a TP at P to 65, 20, 80, 65, 20. 95, 20, I believe, isn't it? TP at P, 65, 20, 80, 95, 20. Let's just check that is correct. Oh, this is actually... Oh, yeah, I think I got... Did I got rid of that one? Oh, that's why he keeps on going back. This is why I get confused, because he runs it. Well, basically, if I can get him going, I want to basically see if I can get it going in a loop or something. Not a loop, because it won't I mean, I could potentially do it in a loop if I reset and started the thing again. We'll see. So basically, as soon as he reaches here, we're gonna then be teleported a certain amount of period of time later. What I might do though, the camera will be running at this point, right? So there is a command called camera stop, right? Is there not? Yeah. So if I did a camera stop first, maybe, then we put in the TP command, AE 9520, right? TP appear, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Now this one might not work. It could do that. Okay, so at the moment, what is my camera? The camera is only 30 ticks at the moment. It's not really long enough. I could have sworn it was longer than that. I guess maybe I did have it a selector on him. We'll see. I feel like some of these cameras. I feel like when I look at the tutorial, I feel like probably what's actually going on is it should. What was the name of this camera? Animation. For some reason I got 2 though. Let's give it a go. Yeah, that's the problem. That's why we don't do a follow camera. I don't think we could do follow camera on this, to be honest. You see, if that was still running, he would come back here, but it's not. I think what we'll do then, one of these days I'll remember, it's called Terracotta now. Alright. Okay, what I'm going to do, I think, is we won't use a follow camera. So let's just remove what we've got at the moment. Oops, what happened there? Oh, it's because I was inside the camera. That's why. Hopefully that won't cause a problem. Let me just see what appears on the screen there. Not much. Hey, give me a minute just while I reload it. Ugh. Ugh. Just reloading at the moment. Actually, you might be able to see this bit. I think you can, right? Yeah. That's because I got the way I've got it set up. I think with the follow camera, I'd have to stop it first, wouldn't I? What I could try though is let me see if it's going to crash again. If I messed up this world, hopefully, normally it seems to recover all right. It's just like it doesn't like certain things, but you never know. Okay. Okay, we've got no camera now. Let's go find this guy. Where is he? I think what he's done is he's completing his path, isn't he? He probably walked over here and then came back. I'm not sure exactly the timing of when he's actually doing that though, which is kind of odd. So is he here now? What? Weird. We're getting to come back now. Oh, that's weird. Okay, no, it does exist still. That's how you know he's still there. Well, maybe not. Maybe he has just gone. I don't think so, though. I really think we'll see this guy. That's a bit lame. Let's just try relogging it. I really, because I've noticed that I don't think these guys, you never really get a case where they do just go. This might be the first one though. It's not looking good here. Doesn't really matter. But I'm just surprised, that's all. Alright. Well, okay. Guess we'll try with a new one. So what I would like to try is something a bit different here. I want to use this, because the thing is, right, I'm not sure how this this camera stop and start thing even works, right? Camera stop, camera start, right? So let's just have one walking down somewhere. So we'll have this guy, right? I've heard this guy before. Right, Ian, right? I think I'll be reusing the same name. I will. So for Ian, all we're going to do is we're going to do another scene again. This could be a B1. And we'll do a new animation camera for him. and we'll just have him walking. Where are we at here? So it's 0 minus 15 here, right? No. Okay. So we'll go at it. That's fine for now, right? So I want to look at how the these camera things work. I'm trying to think. I may have to do a follow on it. I think we'll try using a follow on it, because realistically, right, we shouldn't. If we get out of it, if we get out of the camera mode, or yeah, because the only way to get out of the camera mode is to get to the end of the fixture, or the end of the whole lot, right? The end of the end. You only leave camera mode once you get to the end of the timeline when you're playing, right? Is there a thing to do that? This. Yeah, you see. Say we have a very long. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go to Ian. What I could do, right, is I could do. Yeah, because basically this is a. We need to be able to pause it at the right time, right? Scene reset B1. And then here we'll have another one. And this can be... pause B1, right? So here's what we do, right? We reset, we start. We pause. Okay, so he didn't make it to 3 when he was actually going to move. So now we're in a position when he's paused that we can set up the camera, right? I think it's capitalized. Probably is. So do a follow fixture at E name equals Ian. Okay. Duration of this is going to make full 330. So to be able to get out of the mode, remember, we have to be playing it, and we have to basically we have to play it. The only way to get out of camera mode and to be a player again is to play the clip, and then end, and then it has to end while it's playing, right? So basically, he'll take a shorter period of time before he needs to do his thing. So we need to make sure that we're in player mode so that we can prepare for him to teleport the player. Hit the command block, which is going to be linked to him to teleport the player. Okay. Okay, so we'll just call it 00, right? Because that will help me to remember this. Okay, so the reason we had these here, by the way, this is just to... It's called Ian, is it? It's capitalized, okay. What is interesting about this is that it's very hard to actually set it up. Now, from what I understood, right, if you want to edit the camera path, you need to have both sync and flight mode enabled. If you simply want to move, if you simply want to, and I don't know if this works, obviously we're not going to be moving in the path. And I wasn't quite sure if that means to edit the camera position or if it just means the path. But if once we go into this, we're editing the actual location of the camera. And then once we do sync, it will, I guess if it's still, sync shouldn't show anything. So that's why that works like that. But if we wanted to, so this is the position where we have to choose where the camera is, I believe. I've watched the video, like, there's like 15 seconds of the video. I've watched it like 100 times. Try and understand it. So if we want it to be like here, right? Then once we, you see, once we take that off, you see, this is why I don't quite understand why it looks like that once we take the flight mode off. Because it should be then synced to the actual player. I think the problem maybe is that I'm not saving it first. Like here, I've got no idea where the position is, right? Because he should be right here. But for some reason, it just disappears it. Is it still in there, though? That's what I'm wondering, right? Will it still actually show it correctly once I just do this? Well, that's going to be a problem. I keep forgetting. I did save it. That is the name of the profile, is it not? Yeah. Can't load camera profile by name Ian. Can it do that? Do I have to reset this or what? Interesting. It seemed to actually work once I did that. Hmm. I'd love to know what. So for some reason we've gone like we're at 11 minus 586. We're not actually that far away. But I do wonder why in flight mode. So what's telling me? What? Can I see my? It says I'm at Y550. Is that literally? Is that even possible? I'm just curious, like what happens? We then appear. wish I could. There was a way to go down faster, wasn't there? There was certainly a way to type in numbers here, but it doesn't seem to work. I guess sometimes if you do that, I guess the only real option is just to remove the fixture. I would love to be able to see. Why is it doing that now? That's odd. Well, we'll keep trying. I feel like we just need to save a lot. Okay, 354. It could just be that it's not available, the follow fixture, to actually have it at your own location. See, when it's like that, it feels like it works properly. I don't know. I guess we can't always focus on that. I mean, this is good enough, right? I mean, I've worked out how to do this bit. And you notice, look. You see it's still running, right? Only when it stops running. I didn't wait for it to stop. Does it actually let you out? I'm sure it does. I'm just going to wait for it this time. I should have just made it a bit shorter. But it's important to do it to be able to actually control the timeline better. See? We're now still running. So basically it does. Right? The camera moves. The player stays in the same place. But you see, what's interesting is how can we then do a system like this, right? We can do a camera go to, and then we can maybe put in the... So for instance, right? Do something like this. Okay. And this one we like to do repeating always active, right? And you've not worked. It's amazing how often I do that, to be honest. Let me just check that this will work. This 320. Oh, you can only choose the index. You can't actually specify the frame, can you? New, rotate. Let's see if we get a bit more on what camera move is. Yeah, that won't help me either. So maybe that can't really do much with this. Let me just check the GitHub again. Let me just check if I can do something quickly. What I find really odd is that those commands work when you're not even in the camera. It makes no sense. But anyway. I think I know what it does. It basically it applies it to the either the player or it basically the entity. So what you could do, for instance, if I did camera FOV 40 here, right? What? That should have worked. Sorry. This will work now. Just trying to get used to some of these things. And thinking like how we're going to modify the camera properly. Really? You don't like that? Let me just check. Do I have to do it with a slash maybe in this? Oh, it's just not working for some reason. I'm failing pretty hard today. Mm. Do you want to output a signal? You do. So why are you not? That is a command, is it not? It doesn't do anything. That's weird. Do you have to do absolute coordinates in that box? I don't think you do. Maybe you do. Tough crowd, eh? Does this always require like... Hopefully I think it should be able to reach, even if it has caused problems. This. Does it have to have that? I never even thought about it that way, to be honest. But it's interesting because that does work. All right. Well, I've really not progressed much today. We're going to have to make this very long, this stream, because I've literally made no progress. Okay. Do 3. Good. You're actually working. It literally does nothing. Is the only way to do it to use the aperture thing? I think it is, right? That is so lame. You know what's weird is that you notice you can still move your character. I find that really odd, to be honest. Should we just do it the way that I was planning on doing it before then? I thought I could do it a different way, but maybe not. Yeah, it will work. It's just not how I really wanted it. Well, trying to remember what I even did on this one now. I'm just not sure what those camera movements, what benefit there is to that, really. I think the probably the most useful thing I can do here is just make sure I don't. This is an interesting one. I've been sent through. The camera's still running. So you see that period of time is very interesting. Because that period of time, while I was waiting for the camera to end, is actually a time that is used for chunk loading, right? So it's kind of weird to think of that. I never thought. I thought about sending the NPCs for chunk loading, but actually sending your player over for chunk loading is not a bad idea either. Because while the camera's running, right? I don't know. There's so many things you can think about here. Oops. This is good because it's only runs once, right? Impulse blocks. So. I think we will actually need to use that, right? I'm trying to think, like, if we send... Because if we send him up over immediately afterwards, it might not be a bad idea. Yeah, because then by the player will be there. That's good, actually. So I'm just thinking, there's just a couple more pieces. So I'm just trying to work this out. Certainly this looks good, right? So the player goes over. The camera's still running at this point, though, right? So basically, we want to send... We basically want to send Ian over and then stop the camera, right? But when we stop the camera, because the player will already be over there... Okay. So I think we might be able to get the timing on this down. Okay. Okay. So this takes him, what, about 5 or 4 seconds, right? So his TP is going to happen pretty soon. So 7. We'll do 6521, 80, 9520, right? So what this means... Let's not put it in quite yet, actually. I just need to really think about this. So he's going to put it in. So if that's 7, it means that it'll be a frame 140 in the camera will be when the TP occurs. We want to see the TP occur, and then we want to exit the camera as soon as he disappears, right? At about 150. Okay? So let's just get rid of that for now. So at 150... Right? So at 150 is when this is going to end. And by then, the player will already be in the location. Yeah, and we'll only see this small... We'll see a fraction of the teleporting occur, right? So if we do move duration to the cursor, like, no, you really don't want to let me do that. Surely you do. There we go. Okay, so watch how this runs now, right? So not that. Do a reset and we start. Right? That's what I wanted, right? Just want to check that one more time. Yeah, and then we're going to see him walking off. Okay, so then after that, then we can think about setting the camera up on this side. Yeah, this is the important thing for me. I was just literally, it was how I thought. It was how I thought before this video. I think trying to do stuff with the camera is not going to work. Because I just don't get the camera enough. Don't understand it enough. But this will still work, right? It will still work, what we need to do here. So it ends at, so at 7. Let's see. So at 140 we can put it in, right? And then we said we're going to do 6521, 85, 95, 20, right? And then we can, and then additionally we can do the move to 65, 31. Actually it's 80. Where am I getting 85 from? Was it 85? No, I don't think so. So what this should do is it should be very seamless now. So let's see how seamless this actually is. And then we're going to, there's obviously other things we considered here. Okay. Knew it wouldn't work. It's just still, the timing is still off. I think the problem is, do we want to see them go first? I just don't know where the timing is off though. That's the problem. I can't tell what spot the timing is going off here. Because there's this delay right at the beginning. That's why we do this here. Oh, this is maybe what the problem is actually. Let me just try putting it here. Like immediately, yeah. What did I put in there? Let's just copy it over. And if we do a scene reset, I believe it gets much. It's so annoying when I wish I could work out a way to do this. The thing is, it won't be a problem. That's the annoying thing. It won't eventually be a problem once I get it figured out. He should be somewhere around here. You don't want to be in that. You're actually on the wrong side, aren't you? You want to be at 65.19. Can I just do it like, because I think he's still running this thing. So if I did this, he would go back, wouldn't he? He should do, right? You are running though. It's weird that you're not. Look, if you look at what time it. Wow, that's been going for a long time, that one. No, you're not actually running. So what if I run scene? I knew it wouldn't be it. Can I just do it like this? I would love to be able to just do this. Damn it. Don't go near there, buddy. Oh, actually, it's test with Chim anyway, it doesn't matter. I wish he would just stop moving around there. Isn't there a way to freeze him? Oh, wait a minute, there is a way. Look, he's gone now. He literally just disappeared. I don't know where. Oh, did he die? That is weird. I wish I didn't have to go do this and I just understood what was going on here. Freeze. Okay. You know what? I'm just going to use that more often because it just makes my life a lot easier. Just to keep the guy in chunk loading range. Maybe we'll keep this camera running a little bit longer. Just see what happens, right? I don't know. It's very hard to get the timings right when you're not even sure what you're looking for in timing. Where is this guy? As soon as you start teleporting, it just becomes so much more problematic. It's so annoying. I just don't understand why. Does this guy just disappeared again? You really are a troublemaker, dude, aren't you? Can I... Maybe is there a way to play the scene from a certain spot? That would be handy, wouldn't it? So it's going to be a scene. Can I choose the frame, maybe? Hmm. You know what? If this works how I think it works. Ooh, I don't know if I made it though. Because he should be coming back now. He's not back yet. You going to be standing in the right place for me? Probably not. Although he does seem to be here, so let's have a look, see if he's paused. Nice. See if we can actually get a proper test done here. Oh, good. Why is it this length? And it's running again for some reason. Okay. At least we actually worked out a way to do it though. Can restart. So we start it. We start B1. We pause B1. And he's back. Not the most elegant solution, but it's a solution, which I'll take at this point. There's something a bit odd about the saving though. I feel like maybe I'm not pressing the save button enough. Okay, so currently it's we want it to be we say 180. Make sure it's selected here. Move duration to the cursor. Save. Is it just going too early? I think it must be, right? That's probably the best way to look at it. I can't do what I did before, right? It won't work from this spot, I don't think. Can I do this? Let's just see if this actually works. I'm curious. Oops. No, you have to do it from the location, the relevant location, right? That's fine. Oh, he's disappeared now. Probably too late there. Oh, I might have got it. Let's check he's here. He's not here. Damn it. I think sometimes you just accidentally delete them. I don't suppose you happen to be underneath here, do you? I was thinking, he's not here, is he? The weird thing is I know this is the correct way to do it. I simply know it is the right way. Damn, is it difficult to get it? It's really a bit. It's just everything is about the timing of it. Alright, we're just going to move on to another one then. It doesn't really matter, right? Did we just do lowercase? I probably did lowercase, don't want to do that. That is really odd though, that. To say the least. What is the lowercase business about? Because I'm never doing lowercase. I feel like it's just doing that automatically on its own. Alright. It's just at this point I just can't be bothered if I lose one. To try that hard to get it back. 0... 6 minus 15. Yeah. Just reset all these to the new one. I really need to work out like what the speed is. We may have to try it. We may try that next time because we are getting quite long in this episode at this point. Okay. Try. I don't know what would be the right length there. Yep. And save. And the thing is, like, there's so many. Save it there, right? So we should be good to go, just to begin with now. And you notice it's not running it anymore. I think a lot of it may be down to what I can use in here. Maybe I could try the other way around. What if I did a pause there? Like, could I pause it maybe and then again to come through afterwards? That's what I'm thinking, right? I reckon these bits will work in here. In fact, I'm sure. In fact, they already do, right? We know they do. So we do a pause of C1 here, right? This could be an interesting way of looking at it. So we do that. Just to make sure we've got everything. Right. And then we'll do a start of C1. Let's try it here. So it did actually pause it and it did teleport me across properly. So we could do here for a tester at P, radius equals 2. Let me just check what this one says first. This is the way to do it, isn't it? I've just realised that it's pointless trying to do the command stuff with other things. And then we could start the scene here. Wait a minute. I bet he'll be able to get him from the other place. It definitely will, right? Well, not definitely. Why isn't that working? Should be running, buddy. Do you have to do an A here or what? Am I just misunderstanding something basic about this? Oh. Yeah, repeating. Sorry, what? Is there something weird about the syntax of this or what? So you need to be on top of it. It doesn't really matter what it is, right? Let's just do 2 then if there's a funny thing. This one seems to work. So why is the other one not working? Repeat unconditional always active. Test sort out p radius equals 1. No idea. I think there's just something wrong with that one. It's fine though. Have I spelled it wrong this whole time? Surely not. It's amazing the mistakes you can make. Well, I can make anyway. I think this is important for me though, in terms of... Can we run it though? Can we actually get this guy over? No is the answer. I just want to check if he's even going to come over. We'll do an impulse. Yeah, you know what I need to do actually? Do this. It always seems to work better when I have a comparator in between. I don't know why we chose to do it right here, but anyway. Not you. I think it did actually start it, right? It's just trying to get it to do it exactly the same moment. See what happens with this one. It looks like it might work. I think that I'm a bit more confident about this one, just because we're using more custom NPCs than anything else. I think what we're going to try instead then is 1 radius. Just might give it a little bit more time. It'll give me a lot more time because it's not actually going to work at that level. It has to be 2. Okay. Does it really have to be 3? It's the only way that will work. We don't need this one here. It's hard to synchronize this up, isn't it? It does manage to pause it, right? Do I have to pause it? I think we do, right? I think we do. If we don't pause it, it just won't work. Do we even have a TP on him yet? We didn't do the TP yet, that's why it's not even going over. I think we should just try the TP with this. I just don't know what time he's getting there, to be honest. Doesn't seem like that many seconds, right? I still think at 4 seconds. Let's do the pause back in, actually. I just don't feel comfortable about not having it in there. There you go. Man, it's annoying. Why can't place me back? Yeah, there's only one other thing I could think of that maybe would sort this out. And it may be I need to do this guy, the chunk loader NPC. We'll do it next time.